easily. This time we're working on the space in between kind of the downtown area and the beach, doing kind of a little neighborhood through here. Went through, pulled out all the houses, do a little bit of rearranging on placement, and basically run a road down the middle, connecting with that one that's there on the bottom corner of the screen. It goes off the screen. I imagine that the two roads end up being connected at some point, just shortly after the off the edge of the board there. I'm debating in my head if I just want to go ahead and connect them right there, in between the just right on the edge there. But we'll experiment with that maybe in another video coming up. I have a little bit of trouble with the road right here, but I also couldn't decide how far I wanted to take the road, and do end up creating kind of a dirt road at the very end. This road I just move up top here. That ends up being used in the next video, where we start up on the upper level where the kind of the industrial area ends up being. But for right now, just tweaking some of the houses, the placement of them. Uh, that one has a garage on it, so I just kind of put it immediately on the road. The red brick house with the blue is a little bit of a fight right now because it's not sitting very well on the land. A lot of the props don't actually, you can't get them at an angle, so they just sit flat on the surface. Do a little bit of work on the terrain there, so it does allow it to sit flat. Uh, for this one right here that we're adjusting, end up creating a little bit of a walkthrough to the beach. I'll probably do a path there down the road here whenever I go back and just kind of redetail everything. Um, but yeah, do a lot of just kind of trees in between each of the different houses, just kind of give a little bit of separation. The one at the very end that we're going to start kind of detailing here in a second, that one, we end up doing a fence, a little bit of a fence around it, just to um, kind of give it a firm, definite area between that house and the beach. But a lot of the other ones are just kind of natural barriers. Do a little bit of painting here just to kind of touch things up and give it a little bit more natural look. And then again, do kind of a dirt road here off the end of the pavement, off the end of the street. I drop a pickup truck down there and do a little bit of tweaking on the edges here, just to make it kind of look a little bit more natural. Do a pathway between the where the truck goes and the front of the house, like it's kind of a well-worn path. Take a look at the dirt roads, but it just wasn't anything that I really liked. Um, but I go through, add the fence in, move the trash cans around back. I'm hoping that they do an additional, maybe an update or so, to add a little bit more props, to give it a little bit more life. I think there's a lot of smaller bits and bobs that you can really put out there. This fence also just, it doesn't sit flat on that hill, but I grab a bunch of trees, put trees around it. Can't really tell, but you know there's a fence there. So here I start filling in some of the areas with a bunch of trees. I go back and rework the end of that road so that it looks a little bit more natural going into the dirt. Just raising the terrain just a little bit to That way you don't have kind of a sharp edge there, and so it looks like dirt's kicked onto the asphalt a little bit. The house that I'm coming to now, it looks a little bit more. I don't even know what word it is, but it's a little bit nicer house kind of for the area. So I use the yellow bushes here to frame the yard in a little bit. And then I go back and make the yard a little bit more just kind of the regular bright green, like it's a very well maintained yard. Because again, this house has the feel that it's kind of a it's that very nice house that's in the neighborhood that always has the really pristine lawn, no matter what's going on with the weather. The yard is always very well manicured. So it kind of sticks out a little bit. But that was kind of my thinking as I was doing that. Do a little bit of blending there underneath the trees, and then just kind of fill in the sides with a little bit more trees and some bushes as well. I go through and end up um, removing the palm trees because, again, the size of some of those palm trees was just really too much. The two houses in the front, the red brick with blue roof, and then the one to the immediate right of it, I'm gonna end up going back through and doing a little touch up detailing on there. Right now, I just kind of throw some trees in there to make a little bit more kind of a natural barrier between them and the other houses. Here I take out the trees. I do go through and add in a little bit of rocks as well on the beach just to give, again, a little bit more natural look on the beach itself. And then between the train tracks and the neighborhood, I just add in a bunch of trees just to give it a little bit more natural barrier between the two areas. But that's about what we got for this episode. Next one, we move up a level and we start working on the area for all the kind of industrial area. But thank you guys for watching. I appreciate you guys for being here and look forward to seeing you guys again in Model Railway Easily 2. And as always, I hope you guys have yourselves a fantastic day.